Okay, we only have one submission this week for the screen tracking. Let's see, what is it? Oh, the camera solving. We only had one submission this week for the camera solving exercise, so this is going to be fairly brief. But this is what Andy has done with the VR guide, tour guide thing in this exercise.
Your own private tour guide, coming soon.
Okay, so it's incomplete. Obviously, he didn't feel like he had this shot quite finished, but he submitted what he had. This shot really is tricky. I mean, the lens distortion on this exercise is not great, not very helpful. Our first shot is looking very nice, though. I mean, the track of the road looks good, and the nice thing is, I mean, I guess there's room for debate here, but being like a VR, like an augmented reality, an AR UI animation, I think a little bit of jitter in the camera makes sense, because like what AR tracking have you ever seen that was absolutely perfect? And it's not like it needs to be either. It's not really supposed to be. It's just supposed to be good enough. So, you know, maybe a little bit of jitter here and there is fine. I don't know. I mean, you can have your own opinion on that, and I'm still working through, you know, in my head, like what should be right. Because like this is a demo, so obviously the demo has the advantage of being something that we work on in post, and a person is actually going through and can make look more perfect than the actual AR itself. But I like having a little bit of jitter. I think this is it just comes straight from the handlebars, this UI here. I think the jitter that's present in the footage is going to be present in the track, and that looks fine to me. And the road looks nice. The transparency of the graphical elements is always a question. I'm like, how is that actually going to look in real life? You know, is it some sort of overlay? Is there always going to be like 50% transparency, or will we ever get to the point where everything's pretty much opaque? I don't know. And I've talked too much already. So, good track on this shot. Again, this is a sort of like a weird question to have, but like in the world of AR, obviously your headset, at least at first, is not going to be doing like rotoscope in compositing objects in depth. I mean, there's the technology there to probably get us there at some point, but like, do we want to rotoscope these things out? Nice roto up, by the way, on this shot. A little bit rough here, but we're not really concerned about that. Again, the tracking and compositing is very good here. I'm distracting from Andy's work. I like the little animation coming on. I think when I first watched the shot, I didn't notice this guy pop out of the door at first, and I just saw it hanging right around here on the ceiling and then dropping down to the door, or you know, to its correct spot. And I thought it was like a tracking error and that it was just drifting at this point. But then when I watched it again, I realized that we've got animation. We've got these two animations competing for our attention, and this one is bigger and brighter and it's closer to us, and so it's going to win. So I would give this guy like a beat, wait until this animation is complete, and then have this guy pop out. That's just a timing issue that's not really within the scope of this exercise. But the things that are within the scope of the exercise, which is, you know, camera tracking, all of that is done really well in this shot. So good work from Andy. And we'll get to this eventually. He'll, when he has time, finish that shot. And here at the end, we've got a subtle little animation. I think maybe the blend mode could be a little bit... it feels a little cartoony right now. And obviously this is a future tech thing, so reality is a little bit up in the air, but I would probably have that be a little bit less opaque. But other than that, I mean, that it gives you it sells the idea. You know, it's got the sound effect going on, and it's telling us to buy these glasses, and it's telling us where this whole overlay is coming from. All right, so that's it. That's the camera solving for now, and then I'm expecting to probably see a few more of these submissions come in the next couple of days. But yeah, this one is a tricky one.